start off, a lot of you may ask what exactly is propaganda. Propaganda is when your actions, emotions, opinions, or behaviors are influenced through hidden and exaggerated messages. The purpose of this is to persuade you to believe a certain point of view. A lot of the times when propaganda is used, you may not even realize it. Propaganda is used in your education, government, entertainment, journalism and public relations, advertisements, and even advocacy. The image that you see depicted on the screen is Uncle Sam pointing an accusing finger of moral responsibility in a recruitment poster for the American forces during World War I. This is an example of how propaganda dates back to the early ages. Next, you have a poster that also takes place during the wartime. This is asking for peace between North and South of Vietnam to protect the country from destruction and further war. The poster that's seen here was taking place during World War II. It's talking about the war bonds, which were basically a source of monetary income for the United States government. Americans were urged to buy these war bonds and war savings stamps. Purchasing these bonds were considered not only patriotic, but also an investment in victory. While the initial goal of selling these war bonds were to finance the war, it had the positive side effect of raising the morale for the home front. So, including the children in these posters basically just attacked a personal sentiment for the audience, which just contributed more to the cause. Here on the screen, we have two arguments from the same propaganda arguments. This dates back to the 2008 presidential election. On the left-hand side, we have President Obama's poster. The purpose of this was that he wanted to be the beacon of hope for people of color and also for the younger generation who supported him in this election. He wanted to be the change that we were going to see from the Bush era, and he wanted to be the person to make this change. On the right-hand side, we have the counter-argument from the non-supporters, but they were not as successful with theirs due to the original poster having such a cultural phenomenon on the United States. Now that you have seen different examples of how propaganda is used, I would like to talk about the different techniques of propaganda. So to start off, there is bandwagon, testimonial, transfer, repetition, and emotional words. For our first technique, we have bandwagon. Bandwagon is basically just trying to persuade people to do a certain thing because many other people are doing it. This is a direct correlation to FOMO, fear of missing out. Basically, when you see someone doing something and you don't want to feel left out, you also join them, whether you like it or not. For example, I have this mascara here. One of the main catchphrases that it has is America's favorite mascara. It became really popularized, and even though it wasn't the best mascara, because you saw your friend, your neighbor, someone that you knew wearing it, you also wanted to wear it, and it's how it became so popular. So now we have testimonial. Testimonial is basically just when you put a famous person or an expert trying to push a specific idea. So for example, here we have this advertisement of Katy Perry trying to sell these chips. Basically, what many people think is that when you do eat these chips, you will get like Katy Perry, and then that's basically what the advertisement is trying to push. Here we have transfer. This is the one that's most commonly used during war times. It's when you push the quality of a well-known person and associate it with a product to either promote it or demote it. Linking an item to a respected person is a positive transfer. For example, in the photo that we see here, it's a negative transfer because they're comparing President Donald Trump to Adolf Hitler. Here we have repetition. This is when a product name is repeated many times during an advertisement. This one is seen a lot on TV, especially radios, and they most commonly do it in a jingle or a song. I'll be showing an example here. 588-2300 Empire. Today. And last but not least, we have emotional words. This is meant to generate a positive feeling in the minds of the masses. This is linked with the glittering generalities. Generalities are logical fallacies. They're often vague but positive ideas. An example would be, it's cool. You're not sure what's cool because it's not specified, but it implies the use of appealing words giving no concrete idea of what the words are talking about.